Good morning, everyone. This is Alex Morrow. We are at Cave Springs, Georgia. This is about mile 100 of the Southern States 200. It's day two. We're not quite 24 hours into the race. The race started yesterday at 12 p.m. It is currently 5 after 9 on Eastern Time. The crazy thing is, James Ebert, our leader, just came in 5 minutes ago. So we'll show you some video of that in just a moment. But he's already in his tent. His crew, his father and his brother are already working on him. He's absolutely killing it, very positive. We did a quick little interview with him, and the fact that he was willing to talk to us after 100 miles and he's still making jokes and telling his family that he loves them is pretty impressive. So we'll give you more of that in a minute. But for now, again, we are in Cave Springs, Georgia. This is not far from Rome, Georgia, if you're familiar with that area. Absolutely gorgeous little town. A lot of history here. So if you have a chance to come check it out. But we will give you some more information soon. Right now, if you can see down this road, that is where the runners will be coming from towards us, and then they will exit out the backside. And we'll try to get video of everybody coming and going. I'm going to show you the aid station behind me a little bit later. They have a fantastic crew going on, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So for now, hang with us. There's still a bit more setup to do. We're going to get some more equipment squared away, and then we'll get right back to it. James is in and out of the aid station in less than 10 minutes. 100 miles in, 10-minute stop, absolutely crushing it. This man seems to be a machine. Talking to his father and his brother, they said they have such a regimented system, and then it's down to a science. These guys are like a NASCAR pit crew. It's absolutely incredible. That is James Ebert leaving Cave Springs, Georgia. James, you're coming into Cave Springs. How are we doing, buddy?
I'm having tons of fun.
That's the best
100
answer.
miles of fun.
How was the rain last night?
Not too bad. It was real sporadic.
Okay.
I'm
you're
sorry. I
fine.
forgot all about it.
So the water crossings weren't too bad with the rain?
No. There's more water crossings at Dry Creek this year.
Yeah. So somebody said it was also up to about your waist. Was that deep?
It came up to my knees, the deep one, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, you're killing it. I'm gonna get out of your hair. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm here with Kelsey Drum. She is the aid station captain at Cave Springs. She's also part of the Southeastern Trail Series. So if you've been out to any of the David Tosh races, Kelsey is always there, and she and her husband have been doing a great job. So since we're watching these guys load and we don't have a runner here, we thought we'd talk a little bit. So first of all, Kelsey, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Running on just a little bit of sleep, but doing great.
Awesome. So what is the mile marker for this location?
We're at mile 101, so right at the halfway point of Southern States 200.
And I was telling the folks that James Ebert has already come through. What were your impressions of when he came through?
He was looking fabulous, still smiling. I talked to a Pinhoti hiker that came through and said he was chatting it up with him on the trail. So great to see him in great spirits and excited to see, I think Amanda Lynch is coming up next in second place. So very excited to see her.
That is incredible that she's in second place, and I think the third place is also a female, which is awesome. We're really, really excited to see this.
Ashley too. Excited to see you, Ashley.
That's quite the battle they have going. So one thing that's happened, yesterday when the race started at noon, it was hot. Yes. And by the time the runners got to Snake Creek, which was mile 16, they were covered in sweat, out of water. Slightly different now. What can you tell us about the conditions?
Yeah, so I have been a little chilly all morning. Hopefully it's good weather for the runners, but it's also, we had a rainstorm last night. Hopefully they made it through okay, unscathed. But yeah, it's chilly, but probably good running weather.
I would think so. I would think so. So it's one of those deals where as long as you're moving, it's lovely. If you stop, though, you get very cold. So for those folks who maybe haven't done big ultras like this, when it is cold like this and you come into your aid station, what can they expect when they get there?
So here at Cave Springs, we are going to be slinging hamburgers. We've got quesadillas. We've got warm soup for when it does drop in temperature later. We have a great warming station. We have a tent set up with cots and a heater in there so we can keep you warm. And all the electrolytes, water, soda, pretty much anything that you could want. I'll run to the Dollar General to get it for you if we don't.
Full service aid station, we love that. So are there any other tips that you can give? I mean, you've been around this for years now. You've seen trail runners for years. What are the tips once you have for them when they get to an aid station? What do you do? So we have a lot of people watching who've never done a 200 miler, obviously. So what should they do when they get to your aid station?
Well, number one rule here is you can't quit. So pretty much just tell us your order. We'll make you hot food right away. I can make you a burger really quick. Take a nap, take a rest. It is the halfway point, so maybe it's a good time to reset, maybe change clothes, talk to your crew, try to get some excitement again. I know you're already so tired, so yeah.
Well, those are fantastic tips. Thank you for doing this. The volunteers drive these events, and if it wasn't for volunteers, none of this would happen, right? So we will have some more updates from Kelsey in just a little bit. We're waiting on our next runner. Hopefully that'll be in the next hour, maybe hour and a half, and we'll go live again with that. All right, Kelsey, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Hey folks, we're just going to give you a quick update. It is 11:13 Eastern Time. For those of you that are with us, we love seeing you. The top 10 runners are kind of static, but there's been a couple changes, and we want to make sure you're aware of that. Our crews have all moved on to different locations. We now have a clear shot. When you're looking at your screen, you see that road right in front of you. That is where the runner will come down. They'll run down this road into the aid station, which is located behind the camera, and then they exit out the back of the aid station, and we will turn our camera around on folks when they leave. It's a very beautiful run off back into the trail. We just unfortunately had that paved road coming in from the front, but that's just the way it works when you have a 200-mile race. So for our top 10, we are looking at James Ebert, obviously, who is still in first place. We're showing him at 109.2 miles. Let me do a refresh on that. We want to confirm that. Yeah, so it still shows him at 109.2 miles. If you weren't tuned in last night, we discussed how we are tracking these runners. So in addition to aid stations where every single runner comes in, they have to announce they're coming in, give us our number. On the way out, they also check out so we can monitor how long they were in an aid station. And it gives us a health check, right? We want to make sure everybody's doing okay. But between that and then every runner has a satellite tracker attached to their running vest. And that is pinging off of numerous satellites as they go down the trail. What we found last year is that in the very beginning of the race, when everybody was bunched together, the reporting wasn't super accurate. As the race went on and everybody started spreading out, the data became much more reliable. And I think that's what's happening now, especially for our top 10. You're starting to notice pretty accurate representation of where everybody is. So very quickly, our top 10. James Ebert, still at 109. Amanda Lynch is in second place at 86.3. Ashley Itherman is right behind her at 81.7. Christopher Peterson is at 78.2. Roberto Magana is at 78.2. And then we have Mark Beggs and Elliot Beach both at 78.1. So I'm willing to bet that's a four-pack. They're all hanging together. Christopher, Roberto, Mark, and Elliot. Trevor Medding is at 76.9. Callan Hasling is 74.5. And like I predicted, Corey Woltering has been working his way up. He is now 10th overall. Last night, when we shut down the broadcast, he was really far back in the on the leaderboard, and he has steadily been working his way up, and he's been running paces that are comparable to running on the roads, which is really impressive. So he's worked all the way up to 10. It's going to be fun to see what he can do over the next 125 miles for him. So that's where we are. Quick update on the weather. If you're curious, we're in Cave Springs. It's incredibly windy right now, so if you hear a lot of wind noise, that is why. We do have wind socks on all of our mics. We're trying to minimize that for you. The temperature gauge says it's 49. The real feel is 34. If you're running, not bad. You can stay warm as long as you're moving. If you're sitting here with a microphone and a camera, it's a little chilly. So tonight, this is actually going to be, we'll probably pick up about 5-10 degrees in warmth today, and then it's going to drop again tonight, and we actually have a freeze warning in this area. Cave Springs, where we are now, is also going to be the start of the 100-mile race tomorrow. So they begin from this location. It's the halfway point in the Southern States 200, and they will all finish at Chehaw State Park. So stay with us. We'll give you more updates in a little bit. Until then, enjoy this paved road. All right, guys, we're going to give another quick update on our leaderboard. We have not had any new runners come through. Again, that just kind of shows you how big of a lead James has. Absolutely dominating performance. He's been gone for 2.5 hours now, and we still haven't had our second place runner. So let me do a quick refresh on our leaderboard. We'll call it out to you. So we're showing James Ebert at 113 miles in first place. Amanda Lynch is at 90.7, so she's about 10 miles from us. Hopefully she's running well. Ashley Ithburn is in third place at 86.1 miles. Mark Beggs is in fourth place at 84.8. Roberto Bagana is at 83.8. Elliot Beach is at 83.8. And Christopher Peterson is at 83.8. We talked earlier today about how that pack of four was probably running together. It looks like Mark may have gapped them just a little bit. Following up behind them are Trevor Medding at 80.5. Corey Waltering is at 79.6. Stacy McCurtney is at 78.9. And Callan Hasling is at 78.8. Stacy McCurtney is doing so well. At the Dry Creek aid station last night, which was mile 40, her crew did wonders. She was lying down. It did not look like she was going to move anytime soon. She was there for quite some time. They worked their magic. She was probably in the back third of the pack when she left the aid station, and now she's in the top 12, which is incredible. It just shows you that when you're in an ultra like this, you never know how you're going to feel. Don't give up. You just got to keep moving. So that's where we are. It is, again, it is cold out here. So Julie in our chat was talking about our audio. I do apologize about that. But between the wind and all the equipment out here, we're getting a lot of feedback, a lot of noise. We're trying to keep it clean. We have windsocks on everything, and hopefully it'll be clean as we go forward. So stay tuned. We have our next runner will be here in just a little while, and that'll be Amanda and then Ashley and Mark Beggs. When they show up, we'll turn the camera around. We'll show you the aid station. We'll show you them getting ready to get out of here. Or we may not, because they have a warming tent back there, which is fantastic. Big heaters. The wind is blocked, so if you get in there, you might not get out. It kind of becomes Hotel California. So that's where we are. Stay tuned. We'll give you updates as we get them. Hey guys, for those of you who are still with us, it is 2:28 Eastern Time. I'm going to give you a quick update on the leaderboard because we should have some runners coming in here not too long. So the most recent update has James Ebert, our leader, at mile 120. Second place is Amanda Lynch, and she's at mile 98.1, so she's about 2.5 miles away from us. So we should see her in just no time at all. Ashley Lithburn is at 95.4. Mark Beggs is at 92.3. Roberto Magana is at 91.4. And Elliot Beach is at 90.2. So Corey Waltering, we had been talking about a while ago, continues to move up the rankings. He is now at mile 90 in 7th place. Earlier today, he was middle of the pack. Last update, I think he was in the top 12, moved up to top 10. Now he's at 7. So he's making a move and trying to work his way up the ladder, which is pretty impressive. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I know it hasn't been real exciting to watch, and give us about another, depending on how fast Amanda's moving, we're probably looking at about 20 to 30 minutes, and she'll be in. We'll have video of that, and then we'll make sure to get the action going. Once Amanda comes in, you'll start seeing a steady stream of runners. Hang with us. Talk to you soon. Coming in. We're really excited to see her. This is mile 101. you'll see her coming down this road in just a minute. Looks like her crew is walking out to her. She should round that intersection up ahead in just a moment. I can see her crossing the bridge. You may not see her on camera just yet. She's walking at this point, which is not surprising. After you've been in the woods, being on the pavement is a little rough. You can see her hat coming on the left side of your screen, and there is Amanda. Excited to see her. Amanda Lynch is running well. When we saw her last night, she took off and seemed to be happy at the moment, and she still seems to be moving really well. We'll see what she does with her crew, if she comes in for a long pit stop or if this is going to be a get it and go situation. The joys of a really long distance such as a 200-miler means that there are going to be long stretches where you're by yourself. And Amanda has been by herself for at least the past 4 hours. We'll see how she's doing when she gets here. As you can imagine, when you're at 100 miles, you're going to be tired. So we'll give Amanda a little bit of space. We'll check in on her, and if she's willing to talk on camera, we'll grab her. If not, we fully understand. All right, Cave Springs, Amanda is in. Just going to let that camera sit for a few minutes. Well, like I said, we're going to give her some space, let her crew work on her, see if there's anything that needs to be addressed immediately. For those of you who have done big ultras before, you understand that somewhere along the trail something goes wrong, you have an issue that needs to be addressed, but you can't worry about it until you get to a next aid station. At that point, you're hoping your crew can fix your problem and get you back on the trail as quickly as possible. So, fantastic spirits. She's working on getting everything squared away for her next trip. We had a nice discussion about that last section. Her biggest complaint was just the pavement. That last section, there's a lot of road, and you're dealing, you have to listen to the cars going by, and it wears your body out a little bit. So she's excited to get back into the woods, plus to get out this wind. I mentioned earlier, there is a ton of wind out here. Everything's just howling, and if you sit here long enough, you just start shivering. So Amanda's come in, she's done a complete sock change, treated her feet, shoe change. Her crew's getting her ready, new jackets, new lights. As we move off into the woods, we want to be prepared for darkness to settle in a little while. I mean, it's only 10 after 3 here, but it can take you 5 hours before you get to the next aid station. Amanda also said for that entire section, she was basically by herself. We thought she might run into some, at least Pinhoti Trail hikers, but just like James coming through earlier, when you're this far out in front of the field, you're just going to be on your own. right, Amanda's getting suited up. Pack is going back on. She has not been here very long. You saw her go into that heating tent, and she stayed maybe 3 minutes. Again, that's all. Sometimes that's all it takes. You just need a little bit of a break from the wind, from the cold. Feel your fingers again. Quit shivering. Get a chance to get your thoughts in order. Amanda also said that her plan is to sleep in Coleman Springs, so she's going to push on for quite some time before she decides to lay down for a little while. I believe she said her schedule was 2 to 3 hours of a nap when she gets to Coleman Lake, not Coleman Springs. It has been really impressive to watch Amanda and Ashley and Stacy. Women distance running has become so strong in our country, and I love the resurgence, or the resurgence, I should say, in ultra running. This used to be a very male-dominated sport, and women are taking names and kicking butt. Kicking butt and taking names, something like that. Alright, last minute directions. She knows where she's about to go. And it is a really pretty stretch where they run off into. So that path she's about to go down actually takes you to the spring that Cave Springs is named after. And we have a huge pool over here, a swimming pool, man-made pool, that's fed by the natural spring water. And at the very end, down there where you see those blooms on the tree, the pink blooms, there's a little pond and spring back there, and that water is crystal clear. And as you can imagine right now, it's super cold, but also it tastes very good. So Amanda just has to get into the sidewalk, and she can get off some of these pavement back onto some dirt. That was impressive. So when we have the leaders coming through, you notice how long they stay in these aid stations. You get maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10. If it's a slow aid station stop, it might be 15 minutes. As we get later in the pack, you will see folks spending hours here. Many people will use this as their first sleep station, come into the heated tent, lie down for a little while, catch their breath, and then start back over. Amanda is on her way. We'll keep an eye out for Ashley now. All right, guys, we're gonna get this camera spun around. We have Ashley coming in. So our third place overall runner. She's running as well. Let me see if I can't get video for you guys. There she is. Looking strong, not too far behind Amanda. And again, she's running. We'll see how she fares when she gets to the aid station. As Amanda was telling us, this last section's a little tough. There's a lot of pavement, a lot of roads, a lot of cars. if you're a trail runner at heart, that's not where you want to be. All right, she's going to disappear behind this RV. I think her crew's on that side, so we might have to pick her up when she comes out the other side. So in the short term, I'm going to turn our camera back around. So not much changed since the last time we chatted, except that Ashley is now in at Cave Springs. Albion Beach is 4 miles out at 96.3, and Corey Waltering is at 96.2. So it looks like those guys are side by side at this point. Although we have Mark Beggs and Roberto both at 96 as well. So all of a sudden, all 4 of them are bunched back together. This is when the race gets kind of fun. Stay tuned. So right before Ashley rolled in, you may have noticed there was about 5 of us all standing around in a circle over there. While we were not holding hands and singing songs, we were all congregating around a heater over there, because our real fuel in Cave Springs currently is 32 degrees. It's getting colder and colder and colder. Unfortunately, we don't have enough walls to cover the pavilion. The posts are just a little too far apart. The runners will be fine. We have a tent for them. But the workers out here, the unsung heroes of this event, they do their best to stay warm, keep moving, stand by heaters when you can, put on a lot of clothes. But once the runners come in, you kind of forget about yourself. So that's what you're seeing, all of us standing around a heater. Good, get it. See ya. All right, Ashley is taking off. Back down the trail. You got the phenomenal photographer Howie out there chasing her into the woods. She had a nice little reset, sat in a heated car for a little while, reloaded the pack, some body work, and she looks really strong right now. Picking up a pacer is also going to help dramatically. Just having somebody to talk to, somebody to keep you motivated, somebody to tell you to keep moving. So that is Ashley Ithburn. She's out of Cave Springs at 4:21. So let's check on the rest of our crew because we have a tight pack who's coming in next. We're going to get a quick refresh on this. So as we've discussed, James is in first place at 121. Amanda Lynch is at 103.5. Ashley just left at 101. Corey's in fourth place at 100, so he should be rounding the corner any moment. Right behind him is Roberto Magana at 98.7, Mark Beggs at 98.6, and then Stacy McCartney moving up the ladder. That's awesome. Go Stacy at 97.9. So we're going to turn this camera around. We're going to show you the aid station one more time, and then once we see Corey coming in, we'll flip it and get it on it. All right, you guys can't see him just yet, but Corey is crossing the bridge. He will be turning onto our road in just a minute. And I got to tell you guys, he's running really well. If you're looking at his stride, he's not shuffling. He's not walking. He's running. And when you're doing that at 100 miles, that means you're on a mission and you're feeling good. Fantastic. All right, he's making the turn now. He's wearing a red top. You see that little guy off in the distance. Here he comes. You hear some screaming out there. Absolutely fantastic. To say the last 60 miles have been incredible would be an understatement. Corey was way back in the pack last night, and all day today he has just done nothing but move his way up. Once he gets past the cars, we'll do a flip on the camera. Here he comes. Nice work, Corey. Corey's looking. All right, I'm going to mosey over there. We'll get a check on Corey, see how he's doing. I'll see if I can get a mic on him as well. Get a quick little update on him. Hey, Corey, just a second. Just very quickly, how are you feeling? How's the course out there?
Yeah, we just came off a 17-mile road connector, so that plays to my strength a little bit. So found my way from like 12th to, I guess I'm in 4th right now. So feeling pretty good. The race is, there's still a lot left. Anything can happen, but here we are, and I'm still here. Yeah, thank you.
All right, see you, Ben. All right, there was Corey. I don't know if you saw that on video. I hope you heard it. I had to run out there and catch him because he wasn't waiting at the aid station. He immediately took off. That was incredible. He ran through the aid station, gave everybody high fives, and just kept going. There was no stopping. All right, we're going to keep our camera focused on the aid station for the time being. We'll turn back around here in just a second once we have another runner coming in. So one more quick update on the leaderboard. So Corey has moved into 4th place overall. When I say it's been amazing, he was like in 35th place last night. So to say this was big, like I said earlier, is a massive understatement. So James Ebert is in first place at at mile 121. Amanda Lynch at 103. Ashley Ithburn at 101. Corey Woltering is at 100. At the rate he's going and how fresh he seemed, I have a feeling he'll be passing Ashley here in about 10, 15 minutes. Roberto Magana at 98.7. Mark Beggs at 98.6. Stacy McCartney at 97.9. Elliott Beach at 97.6. Trevor Medding at 95.4. Christopher Peterson at 95.4. Chris Roche 94.7. Ian Jones 94.4. Callan Hasling 94.4. Kevin Flieger 88.6. And we have several folks past that. I don't want to just bore you guys with all the notes, but as of now, I can tell you who has dropped. We've lost David Fogelman. We had a chance to talk with him last night. It was unfortunate, but he had to. Jamela has dropped as well. I hadn't had a chance to talk to her, so I'm not really sure what happened. Chris Perry dropped. Robert Sims, unfortunately, suffered a back issue. Kyle Thompson has dropped, and Justin Ziegler has dropped. So we still have quite a few folks out on the course. Only 4 drops, and we're closing in on 100 miles, so that's not too shabby. We'll keep you updated. We'll keep looking at it. And as soon as we have Roberto rolling in and Mark Beggs, we'll let you know. Let's see who we have down here. And then to the left is photographer Howie capturing the moment. To the right is Roberto's wife. Roberto has been a rock star all day. We will get a checkup on him in just a second. There's got a little bit of everything going on over there. Bacon, burgers, tater tots. All the good things. You're rocking it, Roberto.
Got our bacon. I know.
Roberto, can I talk to you? Have a second? So how are the last 17 miles? How are the roads?
So I thought I was going to be able to run on the road, but I was not.
Hopefully you guys were able to hear that video. Roberto was saying the pavement was pretty rough on him, so that we have a long stretch coming into Cave Springs, which is all roads and asphalt, and he said after being on the trail for so long, it just really beat up his legs and didn't quite provide the speed that he was hoping for. He thought he was going to be able to stretch out, and it didn't quite happen. But he still seems excited. He's eating a full pizza over there. He's got pepperoni, half a cheese pizza. He says that's the secret sauce for success. And he hopes to get in a couple hours of sleep today or tonight before he keeps on moving. He's hoping for a finish time of tomorrow night. I'm looking down the road, and I'm going to turn the camera back around. I believe we have Mark Beggs coming in. We have a couple cars in the way, so give us a second. Let's flip this around and see what we can find. Old Mark checking out the pond over here. What you guys can't see is that is a giant swimming pool fed by a natural spring. Really kind of cool. Mark's got a steady gait. I think he's going to appreciate this aid station. All right, we're going to flip the camera back around. Oh, there he is. He came back around the car. All right. Nice work, Mark. We'll check in on Mark in just a second. One of the best things about big ultras like this is when you come into an aid station, you truly are weighted on hand and foot. Anything you may want is provided. Anything you may need is found. All right, let's do it.
Alex, ask all your questions, so it's all official. You won't ask him anything. Trust the training.
We're taking care of each other, so we can take care of others.
Trust the trainer.
With cheese, scrambled eggs, and some.
We have Stacy McCurdy coming in. How you doing, Stacy? Her quote was, "That was not a fun section." We'll come check in on her in a second. So Stacy, who's hiding behind that tree, is third overall female at the moment. Running well. She says everything hurts, kind of echoing what Mark Begg said just a second ago. I'll flip back over here. Looks like Roberto is actually getting ready to move. So Stacy is part of that trio over there. Her husband, along with her daughter, those two right there, make up the team. So we're going to have to get an interview there because, you know, as her daughter was explaining to us, this is her spring break, and she's spending it crewing her mom and with her dad through the mountains of Alabama and Georgia. Sounds like a good time to me. The 16-year-old might disagree. So we'll come check out. We're going to go over there and talk to him in just a second. get a good visual on his face or his number. Nice work. Welcome in. Yep. There's also a warming tent if you need it. The blue tent. Okay, so we've had quite a few runners coming in. Things are starting to pick up a little bit. We'll give you the leaderboard here in just a second. So James Ebert, our leader, is at 121. Amanda Lynch is at 104.7. Ashley Ithburn is 103. Corey Waltering is at 101.7, about a mile behind Ashley. Mark Baggs is at 101. He's here with us. Actually, now that I survey the aid station, it looks like he has left or he's in the heating tent. I have not. I'll have to check in just a second. Roberto Magana has left, so he's going to be down the road a little bit. Stacy McCurdy is here. I don't know if you had a chance to hear that interview we did with Stacy and her family. So Stacy's husband is pacing her. Her 16-year-old daughter is here as her crew chief, so it's very much a family affair. And then we believe that Elliott Beach just came in, number 201. So we have 8 of our top 8 runners have come in, and we're waiting on the next batch who shouldn't be far behind. All right, we have quite a few runners walking in. Looks like we have, this is the bunch we were talking about a while back, where we knew there was going to be about 3 or 4 of them coming in together. So let's take a look at our leaderboard and we'll get a sense of who we are and where we are. Nice work, guys. Nice work. So Ian Jones, 228, is here. Chris Roche is here. Trevor Medding is here. And Christopher Peterson. Nice. Big group of runners coming in. So here's our situation, guys. We're trying to determine when we need to hop to our next spot. It's starting to mist a little bit out here, so we're not sure if we want to stay put for too long. But now that we have taken control of the lodge at Cheaha State Park, I think the current plan is I'm going to move all of our equipment to Coleman Lake. We will set up our live stream there. We'll keep it going. From there, I'm going to bounce up to Cheaha, set up our secondary camera, get it going. And once we do all of that, we should have continuous coverage and we'll not have any downtime for the rest of the event. And then I will be back to Cave Springs for the start of the 100-miler tomorrow at noon. So we have a lot of moving parts here if you can't if you can't tell. So let me give you a quick update on the leaderboard. We'll go through the whole thing. It'll be a little slow, but let me give it to you. All right, we have James Ebert at 121. I'm skeptical of that position. He's been at 121 for quite some time now. It could be he's at an aid station. I'm not sure. But we're going to say that, yeah, nothing has really moved. I'm looking down the list here. So James Ebert is at 121. Amanda Lynch is at 104.7. Corey Woltering is at 103.5. So Corey has moved into third place. Ashley Ithburn is at 103, right behind Corey. Roberto Magana is at 102.3. Elliot Beach is 100.9. Mark Beggs is 100.9. Stacy McCurdy is 100.9. A lot of those folks have not left our heating station, so that's what that situation is about. We just had Chris Roche, Ian Jones, Trevor Manning, and Christopher Peterson all come in, so they're all at 101. Callan Hassling is 99.5. Kevin Flieger, 94.5. Matthew Holopa, 93.1. Sarah Irwin is at 92.9. Jerry Willoughby is at 91.1. Jeremy Couch, 90.3. Sean Camfield is at 89.4. Jamie Hurst, 85.6. Mike Reyes at 81.8. Brian Scheckman at 79. Andy Marshall, 78. Troy Eade, 76.2. April Romeo is at 76.2. Robert Breckenridge is at 76.1. Amber Orman is at 75.5. John DeBlasi, 75.2. Tyler Jackson, Big Jackson, Tyler Jackson, 74.5. Frank Reinhold is at 73.6. Nicole Quinn is at 73.5. Reginald McKnight, 73.4. Sarah Brandt, 73.3. Patricia Della Mora, 73.2. Joseph Toole, 72.5. Gumi Mubata, 72.3. Susan Bryden is at 72.2. Rob Olm is at 71.4. Carrie Parker is at 70.3. Hatsuyo Mary Chino is at 70. Kazuma Chino Bradshaw is at 69.9. Chuck Burt is at 68.9. So there's our crew. We have quite a few people still running. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 DNFs. Justin Ziegler, Kyle Thompson, Robert Sims, Chris Prairie, Jamila Amajiad, and David Fogelman all had to drop for various reasons. So if you're looking for them, just know that they are safe and been taken care of. That is our field. So as you can see, the aid station is kind of hopping right now. We're going to go down in just a few minutes. We're going to take our broadcast down. We will rejoin once we get to Coleman Lake. I'll get a sat link set up. I'll get the camera set back up. That camera will then stay put until 100% of the runners have come through, including the 100-milers, and then we will have a static camera at the finish line catching everybody come in as well. The challenge we're having today is that James Ebert is running so fast that if I try to stay in front of him, I miss 90% of the field behind him. So once we get a little closer to Chiao, we'll be able to set up a 2-camera shoot location. That way we can catch everybody. So I'm going to do some checking in, and I will let you guys know when we're leaving, but it won't be long. Oh, so that was 2:39. Chris Peterson walking in. He's in the yellow jacket heading into the aid station. And with that note right there, we're going to pause this broadcast here in just a few minutes. It is currently 6:04 Eastern Time. We're going to move our setup to Coleman Lake. Hopefully we'll be back on at 8 p.m. Central Time or Eastern Time. And that camera will be on for the duration. So we'll make sure we have people, we'll get everybody coming through. We'll get a good chance to see everybody. And until then, we'll talk to you soon. We're shutting down.